G'day mates, and welcome back to Pharaoh. This time we're going to be doing the alternate missions. We did Bedet last time, Apollonopolis, and it was dangerous waters. It was building a fleet to stop the Nubians from invading. This time we'll be doing Abedju, the necropolis, where we'll be building. This will be the peaceful mission, and we'll be building more monuments. Let's head on in.
Abedju, the burial place of our forefathers, has grown over the years into a sprawling necropolis of sacred tombs. Now, most noble men and women wish to make this their eternal resting place. To honor them, the new pharaoh Khazekimwe of the Second Dynasty has ordered the construction of 3 sacred mastaba tombs, one of greater size than the other 2, for the local nobility. Pharaoh has also ordered the creation of a powerful navy based at Bedet. Abedju too must support a modest fleet of combat ships if our shores are to remain totally secure. This will not be easy, as timber is scarce and our climate supports only a few sparse areas of forest. Cedar may be imported at great cost from Blxz in the land of Lebanon to the northeast. Fortunately, exports of our native papyrus will provide a means of offsetting this expense.
Alrighty, and we are heading into the peaceful mission, and as I said in the last episode, in Pharaoh there is quite a lot of crossover. So peaceful missions have a light military element, and military missions have they have a light monument building, peaceful sort of construction element to them as well. So we are going to be heading on in. Let's go. Okay, trade on the water, we know all about this. Let's slow down and have a quick look at our map here. So we have basically, not counting this island down here, 2 main sides of the river with a 3rd little mini island. So we've got the southwestern side, the southern side, this sort of northern side up here, with access to what appears to be the majority of the farmland. And this little mini one over here with a little bit of farmland, and the majority of the reeds over here. So we are going to need to pretty much cross over if we're going to have any hope of making money. We can farm barley and flax, so we actually can't farm any food here. That is an interesting problem. Let's have a look. We can get food from fishing wharves though. So I can't see any fish here, but no doubt when I speed up I will see them jumping out. They'll probably be somewhere here in the middle. So we're going to need to do some fishing for the majority of our food. And we have just reed gatherers, no pottery either. We're going to have to import our clay by the looks of things. Let's have a quick look at the world map. Blxz has copper and wood. I'm not going to bother about ivory because we're not going to build that high. They have food, straw and clay. Okay, these guys, Perwajet, are going to be our people where we're going to source all our bricks from. We're going to be buy possibly direct bricks if we have the cash, and the clay and straw to build up as required. Pottery, they've got a bit of food. They'll buy excess bricks if we've got any. Timna will buy beer and linen. That'll be a very valuable trade route early on. Abedju, that's us. Nubbed. They don't buy anything from us, but they will give us food, clay and straw, so we can make more bricks there. And Bedet down south. Now this was the country that we played, the city that we played in the previous mission, so it is going concurrently. So they may have military requirements if they get attacked by Nubians. Oh, I didn't have granite when I was there. It's interesting. They will buy linen as well from us, so we can sell them some linen. That's good to know. Okay, then I'm going to cut off. Actually, before we go, let's have a quick look at our gods as well. That's also always important. And this is a very easy one with just a single patron god. Very, very easy. So I'm going to cut off now, and I'm going to build my little area, and then I'll be back and I'll show you how we went. And here we are. I've got our 2 little areas marked out. This one is pretty much a placeholder for the time being because I'm going to need the population eventually. And I had about 10,000 Debans to start with, so I did build up this area as well. But we're pretty much going to be focusing on this area over here. So I lay those houses down. They will get the important services. We'll all get the staff they need. And then we'll have this area over here is where we're going to actually build up. We should have enough food coming in. We're going to have to place a granary over here somewhere, but I'm not sure. This is where we're pretty much going to export everything from as required. I could probably actually throw a roadblock down just there to make sure everything goes the way I'd like it to. I get the staff early on. So what we're going to be able to do is send our people out and essentially gather up. And we're going to be farming. So I'm going to be getting barley and flax is how I've decided to approach this. Let's have a look which is probably more valuable to me. I would assume flax is... They'll buy linen from water. They will buy beer. Okay. Nothing. You're a land drought and you'll buy both. So at this point, it's actually looking like either or is the way to go. Probably a mix of both. So we're going to go barley as well as flax. Let's get those farms laid down quick smart. So let me think how we're going to do this. Let's go along. We fit in a bunch of barley farms along here. I think that's enough to begin with. I can always throw more down if required. And then we're going to put the flax ones... I think that's how we're going to start for the time being. I can use this area, I can tap it as required. But for now, what we're going to do is have... I think we're going to roads go this way. There we go, and then these ones... we'll go straight up like that. I'm actually going to bring you down this way. What we're going to do is like that. That'll give me more building room over here without risking going onto those roads and having to put down more roadblocks. So I can throw that roadblock there quite safely. And now we can throw down all our work camps as required. We're going to need, I reckon, probably just 2 or 3 work camps for the time being. Those 2 there, although it may affect these guys, we can probably throw down some beautification to take care of that. And the final thing before we go is we need a water supply. I'll just throw that over there. And... don't know, may as well put it there. There we go. Okay, let's speed up a little bit. Employees needed, no problem, we will get them in time. Also, let's drop taxation right down. I'm not going to be taxing for some time. So for the time being, let's make everyone happy. Pretend it's living here for free, even though it would have been free regardless. So food is going to be the biggest thing we're going to need early on. Food and money. So we're going to need a bit of money. Food will come in naturally. Now that this is working, we're just going to need somewhere to store the food. I wonder if I can get a granary to go right there. Is that going to be close enough? Or would I prefer to have the granary over here? You know what, I think what I'm going to do is actually connect these up this way. So the granary can go up there. I'm going to put another roadblock right there. So now we can whack the granary up here. Smash it right there. We can throw a firehouse and an architect's post in there. And that'll cover all of these and we can get the food sent straight up. Now how are we going to approach this? In terms of money, well, let's open the trade routes to begin with. We may as well go for the... Timna is a land trade route and will buy both. So I'm going to grab you. And we may as well just set export right on that. I have no idea how that happens. Okay, the flood has just finished. Fishing is proceeding pretty well. We've got 3 out of the 5 ships all prepared and ready. And we have ourselves our little area up here for industry. We have 5 brewers, 5 weavers, and storage for all. Excellent. And storage for all the resources that we're going to need. Over here I have the finished resource storage, so they can duck down here. Hopefully that'll give them enough time to get back. If not, I will figure that out as we go along. But it's keeping it nice and close to the dock here, so all traders can nip across if they're land traders, and come in by boat if they are coming in that way. And we've got beer and linen coming into our warehouse here. So far things are looking pretty good. I'm going to make sure that nobody's at 100%. Looks like they can drop it off and get back in time, which is very good news. Now we have ducked into debt briefly because I got a little bit trigger happy throwing down these, what do you call them, these shrines, just to try and please Osiris. But didn't end up working in the end anyway. He didn't give us a flood that I was hoping for. So what we're going to do is probably going to keep just ducking on. We do need more workers, so it's time for our first feeding. And we have a full warehouse here, a full granary, so I'm not particularly bothered. I think we will be able to thrive here. And I have actually started plunking down here. Once I went into debt a little bit, I decided may as well go all the way. And we are now working on getting food set up down here. And here we are, profit at last. The trading ships have come along and bought our stuff. We are holding steady. At this point I'm thinking that it will be worthwhile to start taxing our people and putting down my personal mansion so that I can save up for any future gifts that may be required to Pharaoh. So let's have a look at that. Let's throw down... Where do I want my personal mansion to go? I suppose it depends on how much we plan on building this area up. Again, I like to keep my personal mansion built in. And it might be nice to actually place it right here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it built into the middle of town. This will beautify everything up as well. And help to offset some of this industrial desirability. Although that should be easily enough taken care of as well with some gardens, which is why I left a gap here. And there we go. So everyone over here is looking very good. Now for the actual, not the mansion, the village palace. That's a bit bigger, and I don't want to stick that in the centre here because we'll likely need that for other things. So what I'm thinking of doing will be to actually put this one maybe over here somewhere. We've got a little bit of water just edging in there, and if I throw it there, I think that should benefit all these people quite nicely. And back into debt again. I wasn't paying attention, but there we go. That's beautiful, and we have more stuff to sell. I'll be cutting back shortly. Alright, everything is ticking along nicely. I have slightly expanded the industry area over here and thrown down a couple of extra farms, mainly to deal with the requirements for beer that Pharaoh has sent through. He has in return given me a supply of bricks, and that is what we're going to be working on very shortly. For now though, I am thinking of not actually exporting papyrus, mainly because I think it's only by water route. We may not have anything nearby. Who will buy papyrus? They will sell it. I'm not sure who's actually going to buy it. Nobody appears to want to buy our papyrus if I'm missing. Oh, there we go. Timna will actually buy it by a land trader, so I will actually sell it. We're going to set up, I've got a couple of reed gatherers down here. I'm going to throw in some papyrus makers. Let's say... I think 5 should be more than sufficient. I'm going to throw down a storage yard here to accept as much papyrus as we can make, and we will export that, and if I no doubt Pharaoh will be asking for it, we'll be able to send that off as required. Now I've also made sure that these people will all be fed properly, if I can actually get the bazaar set up, and that will keep them going quite nicely. This one here I'm actually having a little bit of trouble with. I think I'm going to have to move you across. I was hoping to tap this farmland, but I'm not going to have any space for roads if I do want to actually feed these people as well. So let's throw a firehouse there. So that should give them the food they require. They're only going to have a well, but it's not going to be the best life ever. But we'll throw some gardens around them to try and make it look a little bit better. You know what, I don't think they're going to actually level up very much at all, which is a shame. Anyway, we've got everything going, ticking along quite nicely here. What we're going to work on now is the bricks. We need to get a brick supply set up somewhere. And I'm thinking we can probably import everything we need right in here. So I'm going to tell you at the moment to get bricks to maximum. And that'll empty out the storage yard, which currently is only being used for wood. What I'm going to do, not accept anything, and we're going to make this a... What are we going to make this one? We're going to make this a straw and clay. can find where clay is. There we go, in front of me. Down to halfway. So what we're going to do here, we're going to actually start importing these two items. And with that, we're going to make bricks out of it. So I do need to open up a... There we go. You should be able to sell me all the straw I require. So we're going to import to 800 as a quarter. And clay, we're going to import to, I believe, 1600 is the one we require. I may need to actually differentiate these later if the warehouse can't supply it enough. But with that, what we're going to do is march over here. And how are we going to do this? Let's think about this. We're going to throw down brickworks. We're going to throw them to... Oop, undo that one. 5. There we go, that's beautiful. That should be more than sufficient for the time being. And another brickworks right there. Okay, that's going to keep us going for now. Oh, I don't actually think... I'm going to throw down another firehouse just in case, just to have a couple of them running around. It shouldn't be an issue, but you never ever know with this game. Sometimes that can go wrong. Now this should begin to pump up the bricks that we require. I'm also... Ooh, employees needed. That's because we're having issues with desirability down here. No problem, that can be fixed very easily. I'm also thinking I'm going to just pay... what's the word? Plaza up these roads. I was keeping them nice, but we'll have to make them all shiny looking. There we go. So these people throw us in debt again, I don't really care. These people will then level up. Now entertainment and pottery will be the next thing we require to level these guys up. So I should be able to take care of that quite easily with just a import route and a couple of juggler schools around. So I may well do that next. So pottery is currently under construction. At the moment this storage yard is struggling to deliver that all, so I'm going to have to find a way around that. Most likely I'll put another storage yard here to accept just the clay perhaps. But what we're going to do now is work on placing down the monuments. We are going to get everything cleared out. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to throw the... stuff, that doesn't matter. We're going to throw the, as I was saying, throw the medium mastaba down here on the west edge, if I can get it positioned properly. There we go. And we're going to throw these two small ones. I'm going to throw them right here next to each other. And how would I like to do this? I could actually throw one right there. We have the space for it, and it's not being used for anything else. I'm actually going to throw that right there. Hopefully that doesn't stuff it up, because the entrance should be hiding just behind there. But it will look good, I think. And this final master can go right there. We can put some gardens around it and make them look good. And here we go. Got a whole bunch more immigrants coming in, and these nice looking apartments where you can need a courthouse to go any higher. So let's see if they've given it this mission. Yes, they have. You can throw a courthouse down there. And that will allow us to pretty much get as high as we're going to go for this mission. We will need a scribal school or a library. I'm not going to bother bringing the papyrus up because we really don't need to take them that far. That'll come with time. So that's given us a hell of a boost now. We've got 76 occupants there as opposed to 60 down here. It's an additional 15% or something there along those lines. Maybe extra 30%. Meanwhile, these ones are all being laid down properly, and we're going to have to start working on getting our bricklayers guilds out there. And I think they should fit here nicely without impacting too much. 1, 2, 3. That should keep them going. They'll be able to run over here and take the bricks and start piling them up. Building up our mastabas quite nicely here. I have actually set up two getting warehouses here to get papyrus, pottery and beer, so we can begin to develop this area here just a little bit further. Desirability is the issue there. No problem, we can throw a statue right there and get you going very nicely. Okay, a little bit more plaza. And there we go. All taken care of. So we will get these done up properly as well. Looks like you need... Actually, you're getting pottery from somewhere. Oh, there we go. It's all coming in properly. And the papyrus should be going up here as well. Got a couple of extra potters going. So we should be able to... Workers rejoice at raise. That's a small problem. Let's just put the raise up. Give them higher wages. Considerably higher wages. So with that, what we'll be able to do now is throw down some education over on this side. Let's get a scribal school in right there. And then you should be able to jump over here and grab that. And our first mastaba has just been finished. This small one here is all done, and it is looking beautiful. 10,800 bricks into that one. A bunch more into here, and we are beginning to clear the ground for the medium one over here. So things are progressing very nicely. This area has basically stabilised out, and we're going well up here. The pottery is holding together. I think the 2 storage yards together are sufficient to actually deal with all of that. I've actually stopped exporting beer simply because, there we go. So many requests have been coming through for beer that I can't actually export it and keep our people stocked up at the same time. But other than that, we are doing very nicely. Consistent population shortages though mean that I've just set up this little area down here, basically tapping into this food over here. I am actually going to need to put down a couple more fishing wharves just to keep it all going. So you actually, I'm going to get you to get maximum. You can go over and tap this one as well. That should keep it all going very nicely. This little area should be fully self-sustainable. I'm going to throw a little tax collector down here as well. And I don't care about disease. And you guys should be going quite nicely. What do you require? You require a courthouse, but you're also going to need more entertainment and beer. No, you're not going to need beer. You're already using beer. So let's throw a courthouse down and see what else you require. Desirability, that's fine. I think I'm happy with things as they currently stand. We are requiring... Okay, there's a few desirability issues. How about we throw down some gardens to fully surround this area. I like the look of gardens instead of statues, so I prefer to use them where possible. Another mastaba finished. Excellent. The second one over here is done, and we're now working on our largest and final mastaba. Things are looking pretty good. Looks like a Nubian army is on its way up to attack us. We will hopefully be able to defend ourselves. Likely our military ships will be prepared. But I have set up, as you can see in the background, a little fort down here. Not particularly bothered by disease. Thank you. Lots of pop-ups. Have set up a little fort complex down here. Mostly because I have so much money, I just don't know what to do with it. The exports on this mission are insane. So I'm just enjoying myself and building things up down here and making it look beautiful with some gardens. And here they are. Nubian army, or navy as the case may be, is upon us. Okay, we will send you out to search and destroy all of you. And with a bunch more up here that are built. There we go. It looks like we have more than sufficient military strength to take these guys down. I wonder if they're going to land any troops before we get there or not. I think we've got them. Well, I've been burning that cash just a little bit. Not much else to do while I'm waiting for the mastaba itself to be built, but I've set up a nice little walkway connecting all these together. I think this is a quite a nice little setup. It's got some good colour to it, and I'm worried it's probably getting a little bit messy and complicated over here, but for the most part I think it looks pretty good. And here we go, the final layer of bricks is being placed in, and then we will be completely finished and ready to head on to the next mission. There we go, the final mastaba is finished, and with that we should have completed all our requirements. The monument just needs to tick over. We have the population and all the other ratings are looking good. Victory.
Pharaoh smiles at your accomplishments. You have made the most of what the river and sea have to offer, defending our borders with a small but capable fleet of ships. You have also honored the nobility by providing them with tombs to house their bodies.
Well, that was a pretty easy mission all things considered. I did take quite a while doing it, but I was enjoying myself, just ticking over gradually, beautifying the place up and just doing things as I needed to and as I wanted to. Quite a fun mission, all things considered. I really do love these building missions where you have a chance to properly express yourself. But anyway, that is the end of the archaic period. We're heading into the Old Kingdom next episode. So let's move on, and we'll be taking on the Old Kingdom. And with that, Egypt enters the Age of the Pyramids. I've been Blxz. This has been Pharaoh. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button and join me next time. Take care.